Can you hear me now? Hi, everybody. Okay, I think the audio is up. Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to come on real quick. Hi, everybody. I wanted to come on real quick and do just a quick chat on what's next for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Most of you probably had an opportunity to see her last interview, Melody's last interview. She did it yesterday. And I was just curious how you guys felt about the tone of the interview, as well as, the next steps. So Wanda did some sort of post, I think today or yesterday, where she kind of further said that she was not coming back, or at least she implied it. And I was just curious. But now I'm also hearing that people are petitioning to bring Wanda back, which I don't see happening. I think that whatever this meeting is with the executives is going to be, the foundation for what's next for our for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Hi, everyone. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Miss Sugar Mama. I have Care. Hi, everybody. So did you all get a chance to make a purchase on Melody's site today? I went over to get the camo shirt, but they did not have my size when I went over. I was so upset. Let's see. Joyce Dunlap said, what did Wanda say? The usual stuff. She said that she was going to have a guest. She was implying that the guest would be the other brother. So I guess she's going to start doing her own, I don't know if it's on YouTube or what, but she has this platform where she has a purple couch and she has her name in the back. She said that it's going to be mostly about her food truck, but the food truck is out of commission. It's not running. She said that she's pouring a whole bunch of money into it and it's not working out for her. But she did say that she's going to start her own, I guess, like podcast on Facebook. What interview Melody had today? She did not have an interview today, Miss Diane. She had Color Me Pink's channel played an interview yesterday that she did from, I think, the Thursday-Friday run from last week. But she was very measured in communicating that she doesn't actually know what's going to happen next, but that all the executives were talking about that next part. So I just wanted to know what you guys thought. I know that there's letters being written and all kinds of things. So I'm just, checking in with y'all. We know that Martel made his little post. He's still not doing any more promotion for his wine. And he did have like a professional PR person who was making posts to his IG on a regular basis. They seem to have gone away, even though Kenya called him out and said that, allegedly Kenya called him out and said that he was in her DMs first, possibly looking to date her. That's what it sounds like. Her and Sheree are really, really cool. If you guys have been paying attention to anything on her page, they're still pretty tight. So hi, everybody. Hi, Pamela. Hi, April. And then if you've noticed, the rest of the cast have quieted all the way down. So Wanda is the only person who's out there still yip-yapping, but everybody else is being completely cool. Let's see. Joyce said, well, okay, let's share our concerns with the executives. Well, it sounds like you have shared your concerns with the executives. That's what I was saying. It sounds like everybody has been putting a whole lot of information out there in people's ear. If you notice, Carlos King made a post today. Let me look at that post. Actually, I want to read it to y'all. Thank you about the earrings. So you guys know I'm working on something for you guys. But let's read Carlos King's post from earlier today. Let's start there because that was an interesting one. Carlos King got an award of some sort. or at least a write-up. Let's see. Bear with me. I am pulling this up on IG. He was actually called the top 30, or excuse me, it's the article reads, "They're not here for friends," and then it says 30-ish most powerful producers. And Carlos was ranked number 18. Number 18 in regards to producers in the reality TV world. And then it seems like there's a long article about where he is. So he made that post today. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about that too. I know y'all have a lot to talk about, so I'm going to start reading some stuff. Always Be Cute says, Diana, did you learn the numbers from Love and Marriage Huntsville last week's show since the blackout? So the night of the blackout, there was over 500,000 views. The week after, it went down to 300. But the week after he wasn't on the show. So I don't know how those play. I don't know if we are seeing the week after as the past results, in which case it would have been a great job. If not, then the show is on its way to being canceled. Because at that point, we're saying we don't like any of the players on the show. So let's see what else. Always Be Cute. Let me know what your thoughts are about that. Valerie says, love the earrings. Thank you, Miss Valerie. O'Care says, he should thank Mel for this award as well. I hope so. Travelnista, hey, Diana in the chat. Hi, how are you? Dequila says, does Andy and Bravo go through as much ish as Carlos and Own does? His shows are just as good. Good question. I know that they are putting Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that is on hiatus as of yesterday. And that was because there was a whole lot of threats made against, what is her name? She is the black lady on the show. I'm sorry why her name escapes me right now, but her son was being threatened by racists, basically. And she thought that it was coming from someone else on the show. Garcelle, excuse me. Her name is Garcelle. So right now that show has been put on hiatus until they work everything out and make sure that it's not coming from someone on the cast, or someone on the cast didn't put someone up to it. But no one is petitioning for the show to be off the air as of yet. Let's see. What else do we have? Garcelle, thank you, Miss April. I did remember her name afterward. But there has been some shows that, you know, had a revamp. New York has a revamp. I believe they fired everyone that was on the show due to some racism. And then they are bringing them back, or bringing back a brand new cast. So we'll get to see what's going on with there. But outside of that, Salt Lake City, let me see, what do I know about that show? I think that one's just failing, period. Always Be Cute said, good, I'm happy to hear that. I support Mel and Miss Van. I don't like how they have been treated. Yeah, I agree. I think, again, that they have received the message. So it's just a matter of seeing what they're going to do to correct the behavior. At this point, we just have to see what they're going to do about it. But they are aware of it. And we heard that right out of Mel's mouth. So we know that she said it. And then I think maybe back in May, June, Martel had made the comment that Wanda was gone. That was the first time we had actually heard Wanda was off the show. And that could have been because they filmed the scene with, you know, the original six, and made that choice there that Wanda is the cause of a lot of things. But it also sounds like she has been permanently removed from the show. A revamp is very much needed for Love and Marriage Huntsville. The mistreatment is prevalent. You know, the craziest thing about what happened, and I've been thinking a little bit about this. I've had some people contact me, you know, via email or whatever. And I think this was actually said in the other brother's interview, that his relationship is several years old. Whatever he referred to as a relationship was several years ago. Like, it was not recent. Even when it was brought up on the show, there was no, there was nothing going on at that time. It's just something that popped up on the show, and it played out like it was something that was current, even though it wasn't. And I think that we all caught that. Um, let's see. Since the Scotts have a problem, shared their lives, give to other couples that opportunity. Since the Scotts have a problem sharing their lives, give other couples an opportunity. Hey, I think we've all been saying that. It's not just the Scotts who hasn't shared their life. I think Destiny is also someone who hasn't shared their life. Hey, Miss Jessie, if you guys could please hit that like button. There is 230 of you guys in the chat watching right now. And I'm just giving you guys an opportunity to chit chat about what's next. Basically, we know that Melody, we saw the last of the interviews that she did for the YouTubers. That aired yesterday. If you guys missed it, go ahead and check it out. But she just made the same comment that the executives of OWN, the producers and the executives are all aware that there is an issue, that there is a call for a revamp of the show, and that they are working to do that. Miss Edith said, I think that Marceau and Maurice wanted to put focus on Melody and Vanessa via the brother to deflect from telling their truth. Do you guys know that they all have a producer, that everyone's assigned a producer? So the stories that we're getting from them is also the responsibility for the producers. So I'm wondering if, so even though we know that Carlos is the overseer of all, everyone's assigned a producer, as far as I understand it, that's supposed to help them move their story along for the season. So I wonder if the producers also had like beef with each other, because some of the storylines with the other players on the show was crazy, right? Let's see. LS, oh, she's talking to someone else. My apologies. Mary White said, I just hit the like button, so everyone please do the same. Thank you for doing that. MN says, deflection is the name of the game, y'all. That's true. Valerie said, I did not know that. Yeah, so everyone's assigned a producer. That's how they keep everyone's storylines moving. And I found that out just recently, actually. I was listening to another show where Carlos King was saying he was the producer of Teresa Goodice, but apparently her brother wanted to be on the show. And the brother kept contacting Carlos and asking to be a part of the show. And another producer ended up taking them on and bringing them on the show. So everyone has their own producer. So that is interesting. Let's see. Yes, they need to go. Hello, everyone. They all have producers the same. They all have their own producers, the same as housewives. So yeah. So now I'm kind of curious if, like Melody was saying, the producers and the executives are going to have the conversation. I would love to be a fly on the wall to see what happened, because at this point, the issue lies with the producers, because they basically carried out a storyline, all of them, for each individual party, and it was all about Melody and her mother. So we got to see what that's about. And like Melody said, own your own paycheck. It's time for you to get your own paycheck for your own stories. Let's see. I missed a good question from Deb. Deb said, are they all paid the same? Now, that is a good question, and I would assume not, because everyone is coming in, and they're doing different things. I know some people have said that Destiny is a main character on the show. I don't believe that she is. I believe that she is a friend of the show, in the same sense that Melody's mother, we only got to see her every so often, and Wanda, we should have only seen her every so often. The main players on the show should be the original six. And even Tiffany and Lewis, even though they were added, we don't get to see them as often. And they've been taken out of this season, even more than last season, because we were kind of curious if they were going to be on for a season. they were on, and Tiffany and Mel had a couple of scenes together, and it looked like Lewis was supposed to be more of a confidant to Martel. But this season, not so much. We haven't seen that. Famous Noble, Famous Nobody said they are not all paid the same. I agree, they are not all paid the same. I had said the other week, I said something about Destiny's contract being, someone had asked a question around 50,000. I did not mean per episode. I meant for the season. So just to clarify, I was talking about for the season. I think that Melody and Martel were getting paid the highest amount. Let's see. Beautifully blessed said, I agree. Give other reputable business owners the opportunity, not the snakes. Go ahead and hit the subscribe. Go ahead and hit those like buttons. Thank you so much. We have 284 of you guys on the live. Shanae said, or excuse me, it's Cheyenne. I apologize. We need to recast because they will always team up against Mel. Well, let's see. I think that Mel is also tired. And one of the other things that she said in her interview yesterday was that this show was always going to be a stepping stone for her. She had other, dreams, goals, ambitions, and it's primarily acting. She said that she is starring in her second movie, so she is on her way. And she said that she had always told Carlos, she told Carlos from the beginning, once my movie career takes off, once my acting career takes off, I may not be on the show anymore. So like I said, you got to have an entry plan and you got to have an exit plan. Doesn't matter what you do. Always have an exit plan. Know what that's going to look like. Know when it's time to go. You always want to leave on a high note too. Monique Patterson, said, Destiny needs to be off the show because she brings nothing but mess, drama, lies, aggressive behavior, never take responsibility for her actions, period. There you have it. Carlos King said himself that he gave the Scotts a pass on being transparent about their relationship. I don't think the Scotts can come back from that. So what Carlos actually said, because I did listen to that interview, the Scotts said they wanted to leave the show. They actually asked to leave the show. And the reason for that, according to Marceau, was that the things that was happening on the show and on the internet was affecting their real life. So he said, this is affecting my marriage. I can't do it anymore. We could end up in divorce court. That's how he said it. And then after that, Carlos said, Marceau, we need you on the show. We'd like for you to stay. Is it possible for you to, we might not can increase your pay, but let's increase your business. Why don't you do every scene at Black? Make sure you wear your t-shirts, make sure you wear your hats, whatever. Bring more business or attention to your business. And then whatever you do on screen, whatever you answer, just make sure it's honest. That's how he put it. We want to keep you, make sure that you are doing an honest job and responding to whatever's coming up on the show. And that happened for him. But it looks like simultaneously what happened was that Melody and Martel was going through what they were going through at the beginning of the year. And Melody said that she needed to step back. And Carlos said that was okay because he knew that things were a little more intense than it needed to be. And so Melody and Martel stopped filming. And that's when we got what we got, basically. The picture dropped from Marceau. The pictures dropped from Marceau, and Marceau, the fake picture, because right now I don't believe that no one knew that he was going to drop the picture. The picture drops, and then we get another picture, which is of his back. And then we get Tisha and him addressing it. But even though it seemed intense, the way it was resolved was a little different. You guys let me know what y'all think about that. Maxine said, Maurice did to him, let me see, probably what they did to Kimmy, Team Scotts. Maurice did to him probably what they did to Kimmy. I'm not sure if I understand you, if you want to elaborate on that. Yes, he should have allowed the Scotts to walk. Yep. So we had the Scotts. We would have had Marceau walk. We would have had Kimmy and Maurice go through what they're going through currently, because it looks like Kimmy found out that she had her cancer diagnosis came within that filming. And then we have Melody and Martel, who were on the outs, who came back together, maybe for the good of the show, to be honest. And now they are back on the outs. And she was, she did not elaborate on where her and Martel were. Thank you, Deb, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you guys could go ahead and hit that membership button, I appreciate you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, MN. But yeah, that's where we are. So right now we have really turned the show, or I shouldn't say we, but the show has really turned upside down. It's completely lost its way. Melody said that even if, whatever's decided between the executives and the producers, she also said that there was a recommendation when they had their little meeting as the original six, where they said, let's do some sort of business deal in North, Huntsville. And she said, under no circumstances. She said she will never do business with them again. And she's not going to entertain it any way, shape, or form. She said that when she did say Wanda apologized to her at the reunion, but she said something told her not to accept it. And she said, sure enough, after the reunion, the truth that they made not to talk about each other was broken. And it was broken by both Marceau and by Wanda. Come on, guys. I know y'all got some comments. Maxine said Maurice did to him. Oh, I still have that. I don't know why that's not rolling up for me. Okay, got it. Sorry about that, y'all. Destiny made a post in a blonde wig. I'm glad I didn't see it. The Scots should not be able to talk about Mel if they can't speak about their own life. Well, they're going to talk about each other on some level, but again, the producers really turned the show different. So again, we know that Carlos King is the overall producer, but everybody who was assigned a producer, I don't know what they were thinking when I don't know if they got permission to do that. I don't know how that works, but So Miss Deb has become a member. I appreciate it if you guys, some more people can become members. We got 383 people in the chat. So I hope you guys are hitting those like buttons for me. We only got 162 likes, so you're not hitting the like button. So go ahead and hit those likes, okay? But Melody is aware, she sees, okay? I did also hear that Melody's mom did not film the reunion. What do you guys think about that? Okay, what's next for the cast? Mel's mom did not show up at the reunion. She felt, disrespected. Melody showed up. She was, an army of one, and she said that the reunion went amazing for her. She went great for me. Can't say the same for everybody else, but it went great for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm not surprised that Marcel and Wanda broke the agreement to not talk about each other. Well, they talked about Mel. They didn't talk about each other. They talked about Mel. Beautifully Blessed, that was Stacey Nelson TV. Beautifully Blessed said, Mel can't align herself with those snakes again. Don't let them profit off of her name. Well, Melody is well past that now, I'm sure. I was getting the impression, that's why I was asking you guys what you thought. I was getting the impression that, when she was on my channel, she said that she is moving forward with next season. However, when God tells her to go, she will go. So God could tell her to go before the filming starts. We don't know. Of course, they wanted to do a business deal with Mel. LOL. They are crazy. Yes, it was recommended at the table. All six, they were all gung-ho about doing another business venture together. And Melody said, Count me out. Count me out. Let's see. What else we got? Destiny has made her IG like AC. You have to pay for a subscription for her content. Oh, really? So what does that mean? You can't actually go on and see anything on her page without subscribing to her channel? Good luck. I don't see that happening. Let's see. Ann Jeanette said, I think Melody and Miss Van should buy property in Mississippi and cross over. Guest on Bell Collective. That would be a boss move. Well, we know that she wants to buy property in other places. It looks like she has her eye on Atlanta, and she said West Coast is like her number 1 and 2 spots right now. Aries Love said, glad Miss Van did not show up. Yes, so we will not be hearing from Miss Van. Miss Van said, y'all done took it a little too far from her. Now, again, this I should say this. It's alleged that Miss Van will not be on. I was reading that in some comments from different people, but I'm not sure. Travelnisa said they will not make any more money at her expense beyond being on the show. That's what I took from it, okay? Betty Rampart said, Tisha will never divorce Marcel. His excuse for saying that was because the truth was too close to coming out. Okay, we talked about this on my last live. You guys, I apologize. I had to actually, I deleted my last live on an accident. I have this new app that I was using so that I can bring people on. And somehow I deleted my last live. I was very upset about that because we had some good conversation about what Melody had talked about on all of the YouTube channels. But c'est la vie. What can you do? That marriage was in trouble before the show. Correct. That's what Kiki said, that the marriage, that was conversations that was had way before the show, even though Tisha put the brunt of the blame on Melody. And Melody again said that she never brought up anything about Marceau cheating. That was her ex. And also she said on Color Me Pink, sorry, I'm using her information so much. She had asked her about, bringing on Kiki. She was like, the Scotts really took offense to that, something of that nature, right? And Mel said that the way Kiki came on as a guest of hers for season 4 is that someone that they knew mutually said, Kiki really wants to be on the show. She may have told Tisha that, but Tisha kept her, not on the show as much. So even though she had some opportunities on the show with Tisha, I guess she wanted to be, seen a little bit more, had a bigger storyline. And Melody actually said, anybody who knows me knows that I'm a person who will help you. If I have the power to help you, I will do that. And so when she asked me, I brought her on. I brought her on my show. I brought her on to tell her story. And she also said that Marceau had actually told way more of Kiki's business than what Kiki actually shared with us. She was like, there's a lot of stuff that she knows about Kiki that she should not know. Oh, no. But she said that's what happened. But she also basically said she had no intention to tell this other secret. Now, from what I'm understanding, this other secret is a family secret. So Kiki would know about it. And again, you guys have heard me say this already, but I'm going to repeat it. Whatever they thought Kiki was brought on the show to say or do is why they weaponized both Wanda and the other brother. That is how that came up. I do not for 1 second believe that, these people didn't start talking about all the garbage they were talking about. Wanda actually said point blank, she said, Mel is being messy, bringing on my family. She was like outraged. She's trying to, break up my family and all this other stuff. And it didn't click with me like, oh, is she going to tell some deep secret? I had no idea. So interesting. But that's what it was. And again, we haven't seen anything. In the interview with Color Me Pink, she said that she brought Kiki in because she wanted to be on the show. That's what she said. She said she wanted to be on the show. She wanted to, have a TV presence, and that's why she brought her on. She said no different from her bringing on the Scotts. She also said that she's only ever met Wanda when she was actually friends with Tisha, maybe once or twice. And so all the smoke that Wanda has for her currently is coming out of left field for her. She said, I've never had that interaction with her ever. So again, it just lets me know that their secret, someone had come onto my channel. In fact, people come onto my channel often and say, the secret is with Melody. What's the secret? And I'm like, no, the secret is with the Scotts, because they have been the only one completely wilding out because of it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Based on Marceau's new comments for Wanda after siding with Melody, I think that Kiki got on, that Tisha, got onto him, and that's why he changed sides. So Maxine, here's my thoughts about Marceau. I know, I do believe that he is attracted to Melody. I think that, I think that's why Tisha showed up with her shorts and her midriff top. I think she wanted to let everybody know that Marceau is more than satisfied at home. Y'all know how women do. I'm a woman, but you know how things can happen when you know that your man might have eyes for somebody else, and you got to, show off a little bit. I think that was what that was about. However, you're a special kind of somebody when you go after someone's mama. You're a special kind of somebody when you weaponize your brother to go after someone's mama, whether you are lying about a X tape or any of those things. So you're just taking it a little too far. So there's a fine line between I like someone and, I wouldn't tell this person to move out the way if a truck was coming at him. You know what I'm saying? It can be a little crazy. And he says a lot of wild stuff about Melody. He says just as much wild stuff about her as, when we see those cameras catching his eyeballs staring at her. Now she might not always see it, but the camera doesn't lie. We see Marceau looking at her. Zane said, good for Mel. They don't appreciate her. They only want to exploit and then disrespect her. Absolutely not. Miss Deb said, what in the world does Destiny have that we want to pay to see? Whew. Bingo. I agree. We don't even want to pay to see her on the television. Okay. So, Felicia Frazier said, the 5 of the 6 want to do business with Mel because she's smart. They would not use me. Listen, Mel is definitely going to be in a place very soon where people can say, I used to know her. Okay. I used to know her when she's walking across stages and getting more awards. I used to know her. I used to be friends with her. Sometimes you can be so close to a situation and you want so badly to be right, even though everything you're doing is wrong. You just can't see straight. We've seen the faces that Destiny makes when she's talking about Melody. And she has a scene coming on tomorrow, which I cannot wait to see. I cannot wait to see what that scene is going to be about. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know how it works out. Lawana said, all of nothing, talked in circles, answered no questions at all. I don't know who you're referring to with that one, Lawana. You'll have to tell me if you want to come back in. Sorry about that. I slowed down my chat, and apparently I slowed it down too much. LS said, agreed. They took that scandal too far with Miss Van. Miss Van is not even a permanent cast member. Child, it's not even that she's not a permanent cast member. They took a story that was literally like 4 years old. That's how, if I'm not mistaken, the other brother was like, their relationship was 4 or 5, maybe longer years old. Okay. But that's his story. Her story could be something completely different. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling y'all what I heard him say. If he's saying that, then what the hell are you bringing this up? Why? I mean, how could your feelings be hurt at all? Like, what is happening here? And again, she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything that would warrant that. At least I didn't see it or hear it, not on the show, which is what he's talking about. He literally was like, on the show, on this episode, at this time, she calls my name. Your brother literally said, Mark is different. And he did not say it as a compliment. So her saying your name and your brother actually making a comment that suggests there's something wrong with you, that felt a little more disrespectful to me, but that's your brother. So you know him. Let's see. Roxanne said Mel is a giver, but they didn't appreciate that. They wanted to use her, backstab her. But she catch on. She cut them off. Felicia Frazier said that Mel is going to leave have them leave her in her dust. Excuse me. I can't wait for Melody has Sierra Russell experience meeting her true king. Okay, I apologize. I know you guys are typing fast and I'm trying to read it the way I see it. I need to read this through first before I actually say it. That's why Martel. You wish that Martel would get his act together, ex-wife or not. He has allowed too much disrespect. Stand up for your ex-wife. They are a force together. Again, I agree that it's nice to see your ex, if possible, take up for you. It is nice to see. And that's why I had posted that comment on my page the other day when I said that Marceau said that, or not Marceau, Martel had made a comment about strong Black independent women. I beg your pardon. When you have an opportunity to stand up for a woman who, you should stand up for your children who you should stand up for, you're not actually doing it. So that post was wild. Yeah. Let's see. Zane said, I actually support Mel remaining single. She's at peace, unpressed, blessed, and winning. There would have to be some kind of man to measure up to her. I'm here for watching her successfully single. You love the video that I did about the strong, independent Black woman. He was full of BS. Yeah, I agree. Since season 1, if you guys watch my review for when Martel had, when everything went down at the beauty store, I actually said that was the first time I think we've seen Martel stand up for Melody in that way since the season started, since the first episode. We had not seen that. And if y'all really remember, Mel used to have pep talks with Martel before they went into the rooms with Scott 1.0 and 2.0. She was like, you and I need to make sure we're on the same page because I don't want to be divided in that room. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember her giving him a pep talk before they went onto the reunion stage, where she was like, they think that we are weaker when we're divided, but we're stronger together. No Holtz barred, all that stuff that they used to say around their name. That was Melody giving those pep talks. It wasn't Martel. He's not the person who was keeping them together. How wild. You do remember. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah. You guys, that's a lot to carry. And I realize sometimes when you marry young and stuff, you have to figure some of those things out as you go. But that's a long time to figure out, when you walk into certain rooms where men just isn't taking care of you. T. Ness said, Tisha was big mad when she thought that Marceau took Mel some champagne. Do you remember that? Do I? Girl, the way she jacked up that man's chin and said, answer me when I talk to you. And he was like, Tisha, I don't even know where she lives. Yes, I remember. That is my whole point. I remember that happening. I also feel like, again, we're not getting a full story there because Wanda ran over to tell her that. She ran over there to tell her that. That whole, even Tisha wearing the team wife shirt, that was something else. That was something else. Melody's talks with Martel, always. Anytime they went into a room with the Scotts, Mel had to pull Martel aside. And y'all remember when she got mad at him? because something they had agreed to before they got in the room, Martel switched sides. And she was like, what is this about? Like, you and I talked about this and now you're doing this. So cool. I'm out. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. Y'all remember that? Okay. We have 476 on the live, and I got 252 likes. If y'all can get them likes up, I appreciate it. I'm going to start making this a subscriber only, so that we can only get the subscriber comments. If you guys can help a sister out with the likes. Let's see. That is what we have heard. You are right, S. McNeil. Zane said, so what else do you guys, so what do y'all think that, well, I shouldn't even say what do y'all think. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow between Melody and Destiny. But I really do feel like we're not going to get a story. And I have to say that at this point, I'm believing when Destiny said last week, and I think she said this in the comment section of Love and Marriage Huntsville, she said that she was called a snake and a liar, unwarranted. So I'm guessing Mel called her a snake and a liar. Basically, Mel accused her of something, right? So that's what we need to find out. What the hell did Mel accuse her of? Because when Mel was asking her during the Galentine's event, just say what's up. And she was like, no, you say what's up. You say what's up. Y'all remember that? You tell. And then Kimmy was like, Mel, you can tell the story just as much as Destiny. And she was like, it ain't my story to tell. I'm done with it. You're the one that's still holding it. So you tell it. Destiny refused to tell it. And you know why she refused to tell it? Because if she would have told it, then the viewers would have been able to read something into it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Destiny's biting her tongue because it absolutely have to do with Martel. That's my opinion. This is commentary, but I would really like to know what y'all think about that. It feels like at this point, Destiny feels like Mel should have known better. Like, how dare you accuse me of something? How dare you call me a snake and a liar? Mel is like, I called you a snake and a liar and I'm cool with it. That's what I'm getting from it. Charlene said, we already know what's going to happen between Melody and Destiny. This stuff was filmed at least 2-3 months ago, so we knew it didn't work out. Well, we know it ain't gonna work out. We know that Mel said that they're not friends, but they still haven't released the story behind why they're not friends. I think Mel tried to just keep it cute, but if Destiny, which is her story to tell, Destiny chose not to tell the story. She just wants to buck her eyes and, roll her head. So that's all we're getting from that. Leslie Barber said that Melody's conversation with Destiny tomorrow night is once again to let her know the reason why they don't have a relationship anymore. Yes, that's what we're supposed to be finding out tomorrow. We're supposed to. That's what they're alluding to, that we're going to get the actual reason. But Destiny, for the first time, has said she was called a liar and a snake. A liar and a snake. Now, all I'm saying is the only person I'm thinking that she only has like 2 adversaries on the show. It's Melody and Stormy. What's the reason with Stormy to have to call her a liar and a snake? Was it the money situation? But her and Stormy are cool now. At least they talk. Melody suspects Destiny. This is Bad Apple. Melody suspects Destiny of passing info to Martel from their conversations. I would not be friends with either of them. I agree. She does. And we all heard her say that. She said that on more than one occasion. She said it on the reunion stage. She said it on another YouTuber's channel. But she said that Martel was repeating her conversations verbatim. So, it's real easy to bring a person into a conversation without anyone knowing there's a third party on the line. So you can click someone into that conversation, have them hear it, and then all of a sudden he's repeating Melody's business back to her. How do you fumble a bag with a AAA credit, with AAA credit? Child, who knows? They will not get the truth from Destiny. That was from Valerie. Miami Garden says, Destiny also said that Mel called Tisha her enemy, yet we have still heard Mel confirm that she actually did. Yet we still haven't heard that she actually did. Destiny is problematic and needs to go. Mel did not call Tisha her enemy, I don't believe. But what she actually ended up saying was, she's not my friend. So if you're not my friend, what are you? And I think she said that on a YouTuber's channel. But you're right. She used another word. She didn't say enemy, even though Destiny ran with enemy, but she used another word. But on another YouTuber's channel, she actually did say, she said, I don't do frenemies, something to that nature. Like, I don't do frenemies. So if you're not my friend, then what are you? That's how she put it. Let's see. Right. No one wants to be a friend to an informant. That's facts. Especially after you go through something, after you go through what Melody went through. And I know people are always saying, what did she go through? And da 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 da. You know, at the end of the day, when someone breaks your trust, if you've never had that happen to you, good luck. I mean, good for you. I'm seriously good for you. It's really, you have to rebuild your own, you know, sense of trust. Your instinct for things, your intuition is gone. Like, because you believe in something, all of a sudden when you realize it's all a lie, you're like, oh, something's off with my intuition, and I need to step back and really pay attention, because I can get myself hurt out here. So you really got to figure that out. So pulling back from people, that's what people usually do when they have to rebuild their own intuition. They have to pull back, make sure that what they see is what they really see, what they hear is what they hear, what they know is what they know, because someone put a lot of time, energy, and effort into making you think something, purposely think something that wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? Purposely think that something was true that actually wasn't true. So all of the lying, all of the I'm going to the gym, all of those things, that's going to mess with your mind a little bit. A lot of it, not a little bit. 491 of you guys are on the live. Go on ahead and hit that like button if you will. We got 321 likes, which does show that it has gone up. So I appreciate you guys for that. And I appreciate my mod tonight, MN. Thank you so much. She is doing a great job. How did I get duped? You have to start questioning everything. You do. You question everything when a person is when a person lies to you for such a long period of time. You just don't trust anybody anymore, especially people who covered it up. Just ain't gonna work. Crystal Worley says someone has to really be clueless not to understand what Mel went through, especially publicly. Facts. And right now, the big thing that I've heard, and I shouldn't even say her name, but the thing I've heard Wanda say at least 3 times now on lives when I creep over there to her channel is that Melody isn't being transparent. Melody and her mother isn't being transparent. And I'm like, it's Melody and her mother's transparency that literally put a paycheck in everybody's pocket for the last 3 seasons. What the hell are you talking about? And it's still putting a paycheck in your pocket if you want to be honest, but nobody, what are you talking about? It's just so wild. She put all of her life on Front Street, every single bit of it. That part. Another question that she was asked, you guys, is coming back to me as I'm reading your comments. There was a question about if Melody's children enjoys the company of their new sibling. And Melody was very quick to say, I don't know anything about them. Like, I don't know. I don't ask those questions. It's just not something that she is, you know, paying attention to right now. So yes, continuing to go through it publicly, which adds a whole new dynamic, correct? Because we sit here, we talk about it, you know, it's fun to gossip, but you know, she's in a completely different place right now. So when she comes back on and she's talking about it, I'm I'm sure it can make her feel just like a little bit like that's, that's my past life. But she also understands that people are just interested in it. If you guys watch my review, I tried to keep it current as opposed to going too far back. I brought up what she said in the, her first season reunion, but that was it. Let's see. Love Key. Thank you so much for being a member. That's number one. She said, I honestly don't believe Wanda understands the meaning of being transparent. You could be right. You could be right. Therapy will help. Therapy for who? Are you referring to Miss Melody? She does say that she's already in therapy. I know her children are in therapy, and she is an advocate for therapy. Jeanette Stewart said, Destiny definitely has multiple personalities, delusional in most of her characters. I don't think she knows what's going on most of the time, confused, defensive, angry. She does appear to come across, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Destiny looked like she's carrying a lot of emotional baggage, and been there, done that. And I can honestly say that when you have a lot of emotional baggage, you miss a lot that is going on around you. You missed a lot of, you just miss a lot. Honestly, when you look back on it after you heal, you're going to have moments where you're just like, I don't remember any of that. When you're talking to people, oh, do you remember we went to this party? And you'll be like, girl, I don't remember any of that. And that's because you were so in your head with whatever the other problem was that you're reliving over and over again, that you truly are in a delusional, crazy state. So I can say that is true. And when I see her interact on TV, or when I see her interact with the cast, that's usually what I'm thinking. I'm like, Destiny is so in her head about some shit that nobody else is thinking about, that she is going to forget. Like, she's going to miss out. When she looks back at this moment, she's going to say, I really, blew it. I blew it. There's no other way to put it. Stacy said, facts about emotional baggage. Yes, we're all human. We are all human. We all have moments. And that is why we are able to recognize it when we see it on TV. We know what that is. We know what it looks like. You are not that great of an actress. Sorry. You're doing it solely because you're just out there. Lemon Lover said, hey, Dyana, glad I caught your live. I'm glad you caught it too. Laura said, Destiny needs to understand that every time someone like Tisha throws a jab at Mel for being divorced or going through custody battle, they are also picking on her. Yeah, it's interesting how she separates herself from that. It's like when she separated herself when they were at her Madani event, and she said, you are, she was referring to Melody. Melody is fighting with a grandmother. And it's like, wow, not just last season, you were asking if you could be a part of her village, which would have meant you would have been overseeing being a protector to her children. And now you completely ignored the fact that this woman was saying dirty, nasty things about her children. Period. Repeatedly, repeatedly. And for you to just be like, this is all on Mel, tells you a lot about, y'all, be careful with who people you have around your family. That's not good. Destiny complained. This is Miami Gardens. Reasons why I said that's so true. That's so very true. So thank you for agreeing with me. Honestly, I'm just trying to keep it real. We all know what that looks like. We know what it is. And I'm giving grace and saying, I know what that looks like. I know what happens when you're in those emotional states. And it's not good. So she needs more than a life coach. She needs someone to help her exercise those demons, because they come in for her every time she opens her mouth, and especially when she's in front of certain people. Miami Garden now says, Destiny complained that she didn't have a village to help her with her son at the release party, yet she found a village to bring to as backup to the reopening. Exactly. I said the same thing. But she also said that she wasn't backup, that the only backup she has is her Lord and Savior, that she knows how to handle herself. Again, 5 years from now, maybe 2 years from now, 10 years from now, Destiny might sit down, watch these episodes and say, damn, I wish I was in the right state of mind to know what was going on or to see what everyone else saw that I missed. But hopefully she'll be better. So I wish her, healing, because she's not there yet. Charlotte Jones said, mother issues is real. She probably is clingy and feel a certain way when people don't talk to her as often. Therapy would work for her. Are the Scotts being sued for blankety blank million? Um, this is all alleged. So I know that I had brought up one of the lawsuits that was supposedly happening between them and a bank and the apartment building. And now it looks like it's, I want to say an equipment company, someone that they would have leased equipment from, is also going into this suit. So they have a lot of things going on. I know people were asking if they would talk about it. I don't think so, because usually when people are in litigation, they can't talk about it. So interesting stuff, though, all the same. The truth said Melody deserves all the blessings that she is receiving at this time. If other cast members would change their evil, jealous, and deceitful ways, they would be able to start winning too. Yeah. This is what I heard. Everybody says the same thing. I don't know how true it is, though, but everybody says, I don't watch the show. Number one, they don't get early releases of the show. They watch the show when we watch the show. And then a lot of people say that they don't watch it because for whatever reason. And I understand it because I don't watch my lives back after I film these. They go up and I turn it off. I read your comments because it comes up on something different. But I don't watch the actual show. So you may not always know what's being threaded together in regards to what's been edited, what's been pulled, what's been cut. So we'll see. But I think that at some point you do go back and you look at those old episodes. You're going to need some space between them. But when you go back and look at it, you may think, you might look at it and, have a different opinion about what the hell was going on with you. Because Destiny, the other thing that we all see in Destiny is not only does she do it, but then she denies doing it. Like, I didn't do it. I'm not aggressive. People say this. And it's like, if you could see yourself, if you just watched an episode, you might feel different. You would definitely change your behavior. LS said, yes, be careful about who you have around you in general. It's horrible how they are treating male people. She once deemed as friends. I'm sure that there were red flags that were probably ignored. That's true. When you're friends with people, you don't always, you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I'll say that. You want to give people the benefit of the doubt. And then sometimes you'll just, see something completely differently. Something will click for you like, ooh, that was crazy. And for me, that clicked for me just watching that scene. Like, at the end of the day, we are talking about kids. I don't care what you say. It is her kids. And if you thought enough to say, I want to be your village, and if this man that you said has been your friends for 24 years, those are his kids too, it seems like you'll say, you know what, you might want to pull back from saying that, that's his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch your mouth, basically. But not the case. Zane says, why brothers? Mel is valid. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's the other thing. Destiny saying that mess about Melody's mom, or saying that, running after her and making that comment, that's another thing that you can't really erase in your head when if someone who is supposed to be your friend. Even though Destiny said, I'm just going to say what she said. I don't excuse it at all. But she said, I just said something to say it. And I owe her an apology. That's how she said it. We all know that Miss Van was not on the reunion stage, so she didn't give her an apology there. We'll leave it at that. And it wasn't okay to say. And for her to make the comment, Mel was fighting with someone's grandmother. You was pretty dirty yourself with someone's grandmother. So Thank you for pointing that out, Zane. That was a good comment. Diane Sanders says, do you remember when Letitia and Marcel were making Mel and Martel custody battle? Look at them being sued. Yes, I remember when they were making the conversation like, you can keep them kids. I would never go to court. If you want them kids, you can keep them kids. I do remember that live. I catch a lot of this stuff. I don't always put it on my channel because sometimes it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I do watch it and then I'll think about whether or not I want to say anything about it because it can just be a lot. Jeanette says, maybe the Scots should file Chapter 7 or 13 or some type of bankruptcy protection. Maurice is a credit repair business. Yeah. We'll have to see. Right now they're playing it off and they're making it out like nothing's happening. So we'll see. Miss Ann said, in that village scene, Destiny said that she wanted to be Mel's first option to babysit, which is a phrase that Martel liked to use. The fact that she said, because if y'all remember, that was the same episode where Martel takes Melody to the coffee shop and says, I don't like you taking the kids here, there, everywhere. He's making it seem like she's, has all these babysitters. Melody pulls out her phone and she starts saying, Martel, you literally didn't come get the kids. This was your week. I have receipts for everything. I know exactly where they are, where they're supposed to be. You're the one that has not been following the order. Then Martel said he was going to take custody of the kids. That was the second time he said that, by the way. The first time was right after she had Sugar Mama. Okay. She had actually left and went to Atlanta and left him there with the kids. I forgot the episode. I think it's second season though. His mother comes over to visit and she's like, where's Mel? And then he has to break the news that they are moving forward with divorce. So that was the first time he said it. When Mel came back to the house, he made that comment and she threw something at his head and told him to get the F out. And I felt every bit of that. And I was like, yeah, he needs to get out. Then the second time he said it was at the coffee shop. But after he said it at the coffee shop, Destiny repeated what he said about all the babysitters. And that's when I was like, whoa, that is not cool at all, at all. But I do remember it. I do remember it. Okay. I am a connoisseur of the show. S. McNeil said, Destiny is Hotel's friend, good riddance. Linda Gamble said, Red One in Dallas is about equipment. Friend in Houston is, I think you're talking about Marceau's other lawsuits. Apology and change behavior. We haven't seen that. And again, guys, sometimes people can be so close to something and they want so badly to believe that they're right that you just don't see it when it's going down. You have to have some space between it. And they may all be way too close to each other right now. But the only two people that should actually have any type of beef, if they have beef, would be the couples. What's your beef, Marceau and Tisha's beef with each other? What's Kimmy and Maurice's beef with each other? Martel and Melody aren't even a couple, but we know they have beef with each other because they have children together. However, those should be the more intense beefs. The beefs between the friendship group, no, because they're not even friends. You know what I'm saying? And I think I read someone asked if Mel and Kimmy were talking. Melody has said on a handful of occasions since this new season has started airing that she has talked to Kimmy, off the show. Like she will do something on YouTube or talk to someone and just say, I did talk to Kimmy today. So it does sound like she is keeping up with her health and just asking how she's doing, which, at the end of the day, that's a human thing to do. So, yeah, let's see. Thank you guys for hitting that like button. I have 590 of you in here, 412 likes. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and become a member if you can, please. Because we are going to just keep this going until we find out what's happening. Because the friendships were never that deep. Now, I am going to say, Miss Ann, Melody did try to um, just share with everyone, and I forgot. I think it was one of the YouTube channels. I don't want to give the wrong person credit, but she had a conversation with them where she said they were all friends. She said the reason why she actually gave their names to the production company or to Carlos King is because she genuinely wanted them on the show. She said that her and Martel had done that. She also said, I think this was the same show. No, this was another channel. My apologies. She also talked about the private investigator. And she said she never hired a private investigator. She said everything she found out about what was going on with her ex and his other, she found out on her own. So now I know some people are still saying that's not true, but those are the things that she said. So people who were brave enough to ask her, because I was not that brave, to be honest. But for those of y'all who was brave enough to ask, she did answer what she could. Okay. Crystal Worley said Destiny was too deep in Mel and Martel's business marriage. Remember when Martel's mom had to check Destiny and say, Martel's not your husband? Girl, do I. I remember that too. And she said that she had an instant emotional reaction because she thought about her own relationship. Well, it's a good thing somebody made you think about it. Annette said, hello, Miss Rozay, mods in chat. Hey, Miss Annette. Listen, this is what I feel at this point. We saw them pull Tiffany and Lewis all the way back, okay, from the very first time they were on the show. There's a couple of other people that need to be pulled all the way back. Destiny. Go ahead and pull it back. She had an opportunity, 2 seasons, 3 actually, because she told us about her divorce 3rd season, but she never got into any of the details. She said that she after the fact said she's not able to talk about anything. But then she went on a lot of YouTubers channels. And then I know she did an interview on OWN TV where she spoke more in depth about the breakup of her relationship than anything that she shared on the show. And I think that for most of us who were watching the show and had, high hopes for Destiny, that we would have loved to have seen that on the show. Everything that she got to tell on those interviews, we would have loved to seen it on the show. It would have opened up so many, different things. Raymel is on, Raymel Johnson, and she is a member. So thank you so much for coming on and being a member of the channel. Pull her back and make her take 3 lefts. That is MN. Thank you. I appreciate it. Miss Keita said Destiny has been for 3 years now and we still don't know her. So time is up. Miss Keita said we're done. Okay, show her the door, please. I understand. 612 of you guys are on the chat. 453 likes. Go on ahead and hit those like buttons. Hit the subscribe button, please. Yeah, I think that there's room for other people now. And it sounds like Kiki is definitely willing to be more open. So I would love to see Kiki on. Kiki talks, okay? She's not one to make a whole bunch of faces and just, you got to read into whatever's going on. So yeah, I would love that. Pretty Brown Eyes is on. Hey, everybody. 1,000 days wasted. 1,000 days wasted on a bad attitude. Yeah. Now, again, we all have bad attitudes. It's just that she has never been able to come up out of her funk for whatever reason. She stays in her funk. Kathy Colbert said, oh, sorry about that, Kathy. You're talking to someone else. Okay. Kiki loves to talk. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all heard her talk. She is a talker. I'm a talker too, so I'm not even trying to make fun of her. I like to talk just as much. I'm sure my sister would be like, girl, could you? DeQuila Huford said, Mel deserves all the grace. The way Martel embarrassed her on national TV and the rest of them laughed made slick remarks. Mel talked about that too. She was like, first season, go back and watch how they are talking about Martel with his other chick. So yeah, whew, child, a mess. But she said she never did that to them. She never did that to them. Tisha would have a fit if Kiki was a regular because she would be more liked by the fans. Well, she would share more, and it looks like she would be more honest. And I think when we all watch reality TV, we're looking for honesty. And for me, for me, honesty can sometimes come in the form of, you could be truly angry at somebody. You could be, a whole lot of things, but there also has to be resolution at some point. And it's not cool for every producer on that set to have had the same goal, which is to go after Mel. That is the problem I'm looking at right now. Yolanda, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah. So I look for transparency with no malicious intent to hurt anyone. I look for transparency as well, but I think that it's human nature sometimes for people to do crazy stuff. However, again, with a producer, they're supposed to navigate you. They're supposed to guide you through things. They're supposed to tell you, listen, the viewers don't understand what you're upset about, or the viewers, you're required to do this in order for this to be good TV. That hasn't happened. We don't know what the hell Destiny's mad at. We don't know why Marceau brought up some crap about Miss Van from 6 years ago. We don't know any of this stuff. We don't know why they brought their brother on to validate his feelings. Who cares about his feelings? Who? Who, I ask? We don't know why Tisha's mama went after Melody with, the viciousness that she did if she's only ever been in that woman's company twice and for a very small amount of time. And then everything else was scenes on the show. And we never saw Mel and Wanda film, except, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't meaningful filming. So what happened? Yolanda. So yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of repeating myself now, but to rattle Melody, they are trying to run her off her own show. But the agenda is to come for Melody and her mom. That's the agenda. We don't know, and we will never know, because the agenda is to come for Melody and her mom. Yeah, but there got to be a reason why. Maybe there is no reason why. Maybe I'm just being way too rational. Maybe there's no reason why. Maybe the only reason was that they didn't want to talk about their own mess, so they made Melody their mess. And that's unfortunate. I do know that, I told you guys at the beginning of this video that I thought that they were deflecting because they didn't want Kiki to share whatever the family secret is. A lot of you have told me the family secret. I know that there is a YouTuber who broke it all down. I haven't got a chance to look at that yet. I am going to go over and look at it though. But that's what I think it was. But it still makes no sense for the audience. I mean, we're sitting here, creeping around on YouTube to figure out what the reasons are. But it will never come to the show. So now they have to figure out, in order to clean up all the mess that they've already started, they got to make a whole nother storyline to clean up crap they already did. You know what I mean? Destiny is human is the human form of this song. I've had some good day. I've had some bad days remix. But my bad days outweigh my good days. That could be true. Didn't Mel just say that she was everyone's storyline in her interview with Color Me Pink? She said that, yes. And she said it on my channel too. She said that right now everybody needs to get paid for their own stories and keep my name out their mouth. So she said that for sure. Well, nope. The other way they can do it is to either make a decision to talk about their own stuff, because Marceau and Tisha wrap their little lives up in a cute little bow, right? compared to what they gave us in season 3, where Marceau left Tisha, like abandoned her at the altar, would refuse to even say, I love you, refused to say, you're a good mother to my children, left her in that chapel in Vegas with all of the friend group like, man, are you serious? You can't say 2 words about Tisha? That was horrible. Tisha talked about it for like 2 seconds with Dr. Francis. But when the season 3 was over, Tisha and Marceau had given a lot. But it looks like that a lot may have really caused some problems at home. That's what they said. I don't know. Did anyone see the conversation Carlos had with Dr. Heavenly? What do y'all think? I saw the conversation with Dr. Heavenly. And unfortunately, that was a part of my last live that got deleted. But I think that he was subbing the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast is what I think. If you guys didn't see it, y'all should go watch it. But he was saying certain things, but he was also subbing the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast. He also said that he continues that right now he still talks to Martel and Sheree, and he basically said they are very much a couple. Do you think that he was addressing Destiny, Pretty Brown Eyes? I do, because I feel like Destiny is the only one who has complained every episode this season, every episode that she's been on. Before she was even on, she was complaining. People were like, Destiny, where are you? And she was like, ask Carlos. I don't know why I haven't been seen yet. Ask Carlos. Like, she was doing a lot of that. Then when the scene started coming up, she started making her rounds to different IG pages, and she was getting into it with the fans. Even up until recently, where she basically was like, I'm tired of the BS. That was her exact words. I'm tired of the BS. And she was referring to the show. And she said, when this happens again, I will be setting the record straight. Now, Carlos's response to that was, if you want to set the record straight, set the record straight on the show. Don't, have a back and forth and trying to protect your reputation on social media. And part of that is true, only because you don't know who you're talking to on social media. It could be anybody. And once someone on social media knows they rattled your goat, they're going to keep doing it. They're not going to stop. Bad Apple said that I think he was addressing both Destiny and Stormy. Stormy is being very reactionary after some of the episodes too. Oh, really? I didn't see Stormy react poorly. I saw her react to Destiny, but I didn't see her react about her scenes on the show. I actually thought the scenes on the show showed her in a good light. Yep, that's true. That is true. Destiny brings nothing we need to say no more. Okay. I think Mel, Tiffany, Stormy, Kimmy can start to film more with each other. Yeah, that was another scene that got abandoned. That was another storyline. At the end of season 3, in fact, season 2 all the way through season 3 reunion, Kimmy and Tisha were having a hard time as sister-in-laws. And then at the end of season 3 reunion, she said what? If we weren't family, we would not be friends. And Kimmy called Carlos King and said, this is affecting my family. I am basically being outed. I am having constant fights with everybody, and I needed to stop. So we can't carry this on to season 4. So bam. Okay. Well, I did ask, this is reason why. She said, Carlos, don't ever ask the Scots hard questions. I think he appeases them because he knows that Mel won't be around too much longer. So I asked Mel point blank on the interview I had done with her last week, Thursday. And I said, hey, is there more balance on the reunion this year? Because we lost all of the Scott story for the season 3 reunion. They didn't answer any questions about anything. And Melody said there absolutely is. So she said it is very balanced. We're going to get conversation and questions from everybody. So that's a start. That is a start. Kimmy is a mastermind. I wouldn't film with her if I were Mel. Brenda said people are more receptive to Kimmy, but trust and believe that Kimmy is slithering. Tennessee Girl said, I don't think Carlos wants Mel to leave the show. I don't think he does either. To be honest with you, I think that he knows what he got. I mean, she literally is getting an award, or I should say, she's been nominated for an award where they are calling the category reality royalty. So that says a lot. That says a lot. And I don't think that the show was actually nominated, just Melody. But OWN was nominated for 3 awards for something else. But it didn't have to do with the show. The only show nomination, I believe, is Melody. I don't know anything about that. Pretty Brown Eyes asked, why is Marceau doing a press run for Wanda? I have no clue. Every demon, 5 blessings. Facts. The show was nominated as well. Okay, Priscilla, thank you so much for letting me know that. I did not know that. I have went through all the nominations, and I will look at that tomorrow. I'll probably do a video on it tomorrow to say what the show has been nominated for. But I thought that that I had looked at it very carefully. Apparently I did not. The show has been nominated as well as Melody being nominated. And then I thought that OWN had been nominated for 3, but maybe there's something else going on. So I'll check that out. I appreciate you correcting me. Shawnee B says Sheree is only 3 years younger than Martel's mother. They do not have a romantic connection. Child, I don't know. I know Martel was rubbing her a certain kind of way in one of those videos, and I don't know if you do that to your mama. It may not be romantic, but it could be other, something else, if you know what I mean. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, let's see. It's getting a little late, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. I really enjoyed being on with you. I want to thank my moderators. She did a great job. I appreciate you. Pretty Brown Eyes said, it's very noticeable that none of the cast nor Carlos congratulated Melody or told her happy birthday. Actually, Carlos King did congratulate Melody. If you guys go to the picture where she's wearing the red tiger striped suit, he does congratulate her. And I haven't been on her page that much today, so I don't know if he wished her happy birthday, but he did congratulate her on the clothing line. So go check that out too. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for being a part of my live tonight. Someone had asked me, I think yesterday, if I can bring people on to talk about some of their own personal experiences, and I'm going to do that. But thank you guys all so much for being a part, and I will check you all on the next one.